I, what's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, I'm taking a look at Litecoin, LTC, against US dollar tether on the Binance chart. Going to be taking a look at some of the technical aspects of price action moving forward. Going to be assessing some key levels, some short and long-term forecasts, where I think prices are going to go. Jumping right into it, we can see Litecoin has been in a pretty steady aggressive uptrend since October of last year. After breaking this significant resistance around $50 back in between September and October of last year, we've been rallying along this ascending kind of trend line here ever since. And throughout this uptrend, we've seen from the kind of swing highs through significant resistance, we have 30% pullbacks, along with about a month of consolidation before breaking upward and furthering the uptrend. In this next pump here, we have a 37% pullback from the swing high, along with over a month of sideways. Now in this most recent pump and pullback, in this most recent price action, we have a 37% pullback from the swing high, from this most relevant pump here, and we've been stuck in this sideways range for over a month, approaching 2 months in a couple weeks here. There's lots going on with Litecoin right now. After some aggressive upward movements like this, I think we're up like more than 300% in a very short amount of time here. Almost 300% from where prices were back in October of 2021, end of October there, and we've seen more than 400% kind of since. This is very aggressive upward movement in a very short amount of time. Some sideways or some downside is necessary and is healthy, I believe, for the to allow the uptrend to continue. We turn on EngineeringRobo, and we see a new perspective kind of come into play here. We have the buy for moon signal and cloud buy supporting the uptrend forming back in October, November of last year. We have the sell 2, sell 3, sell 4, hell, all signifying some bearish presence and some sideways could occur. We traded sideways for that period of time, pumped with a buy of 4. Super sell, suggesting some sideways. Traders took profit. We bounced in this range for over a month. Super buy, buy 4, come back. Cloud buy still in play. Moon still in play for this most recent pump. Super sell, sell 2, sell 3, sell 4, suggesting some very heavy sell pressure. Sideways has been occurring for almost 2 months now, and with all these sell signals still present, sideways is to be expected. Some more sideways is to be expected. Some heavy downside is potential, which we'll be assessing in a second here. We're still being supported by the cloud buy and moon signal, so in the long term, we are still in an uptrend. I believe we just will have to consolidate and reaccumulate for some time moving forward before we can continue upward. Some Fibonacci levels to consider here are going to be around the kind of $200 psychological level, along with this $160 kind of level here. I believe that to be some significant support. If we were to hold there, I'll be more short-term bullish. But if we fail to break there, I suspect interaction with around $135 kind of level. Some bearish consolidation that could occur before we continue upward might look like this kind of thing: rejection off of $200 to come all the way back, all the way down. Interact with $161, perhaps wick down into the high 150s, but ultimately find support around there to hopefully come back up, interact, and further the uptrend. This would be a kind of more sort of natural reaccumulation kind of thing if we were to find support along the $160 0.618 Fibonacci line there. A more bearish outlook if we were to fail to hold that level. I believe our rejection off of $200 is still pending, just to fall down. If we fail to hold $160, some interaction down in the 150s, all the way down to the 140s to high 36s, or the high 30s, 130s is imminent. We could very easily trade down here before coming back up and furthering the uptrend. After some serious gains like this in a short amount of time, some sideways or downside is to be expected. But I believe we should hold along these kind of levels here. If we were to break upward above $200, I'll be more short-term bullish, and I could suspect price action to perhaps look like this. If we were to hold here, if we found support at $175, then if we do find support along this level here, I suspect perhaps we can break through 200, come back, retest it as support, and then continue the uptrend and interact with the most recent swing highs again, to hopefully look at new all-time highs. Now, when we consider Litecoin against Bitcoin on the Binance chart, we are still in a bit of a kind of downtrend here, consecutive lower highs and lower lows, and we are approaching kind of one of the last sort of levels of support here before we see some pretty drastic moves. Bitcoin is very volatile still, especially in its range nowadays with its deciding factors. Lots can be going on here, and if we fail to hold support at this level, I'll be far more bearish short term on Litecoin, and we could see some pretty aggressive downside in the very near future. EngineeringRobo is showing sell for, and we are in the cloud. We are very much in the cloud here. We have super buys coming in along like this range, along the kind of 3720 Satoshi level, but since failing to hold there and getting rejected off of it, we are now seeing if we can bounce off of 3295 Satoshi, which I believe to be one of the last significant support levels that we need to hold before we can kind of further the uptrend. And if we fail to hold this level, some serious downside could be in our near future. Some Fibonacci levels to consider are right kind of where we are here, this sort of zero line that seems to be kind of the final kind of place we need to bottom out before we can kind of continue. Hopefully we can hold here and then to eventually retest and close above 3725 Satoshi, 3730 kind of range. Going back to Litecoin against USDT, we consider the EngineeringRobo's fear and FOMO zones. We are not yet near the fear zone. If I hide these Fibonacci levels here for a moment, the FOMO zone is up here around $390, almost $400 per Litecoin, which does not seem very far-fetched at all with the current market conditions and the current bullishness of Litecoin and cryptocurrency in a whole. As we come out of this consolidation, if we were to hold this level here around $175, we could very easily come up into this this $400 and plus kind of range into the FOMO zone, and easily skyrocket to higher highs and new all-time highs. The FOMO zone does not indicate that prices will stop immediately and get rejected off of this level. We could very easily skyrocket into it and go well into it, perhaps the like $600 to $700 range per Litecoin. But once we enter this range around $400, that's when the FOMO will kick in and traders will buy tops and pump it kind of further. But I suspect that once we enter the FOMO zone, very high sell pressure will bring us out of it in the kind of mid to long term here, because usually prices that interact with this level will eventually come out of it as sell pressure is very high, and the buy pressure can be very high, can be volatile. That's why we see aggressive pumps in the FOMO zone, but a lot of traders are taking profit in this range, so this would be an ideal time to sell, to be taking profit on your Litecoin gains. We came out of accumulation back in September, October. That was the perfect time to be accumulating as we were sideways there. Buy for moon, cloud buy, still supporting the uptrend. I watch out for EngineeringRobo's buy signals as we look to hold support, hopefully around the $175 level. A very bearish price action might look like this. Perhaps we come all the way up to something like here, but we get rejected off of it and we come back down. And then I feel like if this were to occur, this would be a very very bearish price action, and a new analysis would have to come into play. But lots going on. Look for the break either up or down. I suspect Litecoin still to be in an uptrend and has plenty of more room upward. But with these heavy sell signals and what seems to be lower highs so far, and if we fail to hold $175, I believe some more downside or sideways is in our near future. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free, link in the description, and tune in next time.